Hey, what's happening? Hey, I'm gonna clear some trees, some brush. Since I've been here, that's all I've been doing. We've been here like 4 years. Couldn't even see the house, couldn't even see the pond. Just clearing brush, burning brush, just keep on going. So that's what I'm doing now, is clearing a little bit more of these woods so we see through them. We'll eventually be able to see through them to the field in the back. We got like 15 acres back there that are nothing but stumps left over from them cutwood. Let me get this done, and then I'm gonna go up here and fill in some spots in my green beans. A few of them didn't come up. I'm gonna plant them spaces there. So. Well, that's as much as I can do today. Sorry about that. I did a lot more. Let me walk you around my beehive. Hey, tomorrow I got another medium to go on top of that. So I got a net screen to keep the queen down below. And yeah, so the next one will be mine. Be my honey. That there's for the winter. And then the next medium I put on top, that'll be all my honey. So I'll give them enough to live through the winter. I should be fine with that. And then the rest will be mine. They've been busy as heck, so I'm pretty sure that the medium on top of there is pretty full. But anyway, I thinned this place. I thinned it out one time before, but then went back and cut a couple more trees out, especially these cedars. I was deciding I was going to try and dig them up and replant them, but I just went ahead and thinned them out and cut them. There was probably like 10 of them down here. And there's a big giant poplar tree. Yeah, I'm saving that one. That's an old one. And got a lot of chestnuts in here, but I didn't think they tasted too good. Somebody says there's a Chinese and an American, and we got the American and the Chinese taste better. I don't know, one or the other. But yeah, so I cleared this out so we can see down to the pond. When we first moved here, you couldn't see none of this. This was all trees and brush, and all the way to the house. The house had brush. There was renters here for like 8 years, and they didn't do anything. I cleared all this out. I made a little road. I'm trying to get back up in there. Let's walk down here. I'll show you. I got a road up here. I'm trying to get in. Need a lot of gravel. Need a lot of things, but money's short. Had a few last year, some throwbacks. So the extra money I get goes back into the farm, and my wife pays all the bills on her money and the money I give her. So yeah, we're trying to get it up and running, so when we retire, we won't have no major stuff to do, and hopefully we can make a little bit of cash, just extra from what we get from retirement and Social Security. That's our plan. She's raised on the farm. I had grandparents that were tobacco farmers. My grandfather was a gardener, but he owned a country store. But see, I have this road, not doing so good. Washed out a couple times. And look, some deer tracks. Yeah, it goes up here. I started to clear this out. And this is my jungle. I got 15 acres that look like that. Yeah, it was pretty clear. And then there's stumps. Just like thousands of stumps that look like that. All over the place. Yeah. I was going to rent a track home, but it got too expensive by the time I figured fuel, and I didn't realize they charge you by the hour. Like 40 a week is a rental is 40 hours, not as much as you can put on it. That was my plan. I was gonna run that thing to death, but yeah, maybe next year. Trying to get the goats up in there. They will clear some stuff out. But yeah, this is about as fast as the creek runs into the pond. There's a couple springs, I think. I think it may even be on a spring. Here's my orchard. Trying to get a little bit of everything going. Don't know really what the heck I'm doing, but I'm figuring it as I go. And the goats have been the biggest challenge. Them rascals are, whew, stubborn as a goat. That's where they got that saying from. I was just talking to my wife, and we done tried all the fences. They had a little bit of electric fence. They had a horse, the renters. They did have a horse. We made that and expanded it, and we had electric fence at first, and a few of them would go through, and then down the bottom I put cattle fence. I put cattle fence coming up George's property, and up near the barn I just did some post and board fence, and then I'm gonna do wire down the hill eventually, but the rest of that's electric fence. I just found an extra piece to run from the barn to George's property. They were coming through that fence I put up temporarily, the electric fence. They were jumping through it left and right. It had electric, but I figured what they were doing, they got smart. If they dive through it and they hit the electric fence, their feet ain't on the ground, they don't get shocked. Somebody else told me I did that down in the woods. Run a hot wire, and then the next one up run a ground wire, and then run a hot wire. That way if they do that again, when they go through there, they're going to get grounded from that ground wire. See them goats over there? Run some more strands on that electric fence, but they seem to go through it. We got barbed wire down in the woods. They seem to just push on through that. The barbed wire don't even really affect them. I guess all that fur on them. All right, let's go up and get them beans, and I'm gonna plant them in the bare spots. Get this road filled up corn. It's hard to find the corn between the grass. That's why that garden up top there, I put that felt paper down the whole garden. I got that garden cloth down. Working out pretty good. The only place to get a little bit of grass is around the plant. You can pull that. That ain't no big. Yeah, sorry about that noise. I couldn't hear me maybe probably half the time. Yeah, let's get the bean seeds and we'll plant some beans. Yeah, I pretty much do everything myself. When we first moved here, my wife helped a little bit, but that didn't last long. The kids don't want nothing to do with it. See a little white shed? That was part of the barn when they built the barn. I think it's from like the 50s. I'm trying to redo the back, yeah. Redo the pillars on it, and I dig it out because the floor caved in and it was filled up underneath and everything. Then I add that little wing. I'm going to add another wing on this side, a little overhang for the animals. They go inside right now and under the overhang, but yeah, 1,000 projects, not enough time or muscle. See how high that bucket went in that I was showing you? I meant to tell you that. I was cutting a limb in November, and you always hear these things about, you know, you see these things on getting up on the ladder and cutting limbs and stuff. So I got above the limb, cut the limb fell. I backed up, stepped over my own feet, and I had these work boots on that I don't tie, and tripped over my damn feet and fell out the side, like backwards, head first. So I fractured 4 vertebrae in my back and neck, and 2 in my back. And I was out of work for like three months. And I had back surgery before, like 7 years ago, I had 6 and 7, I think it was. Yeah, 6 and 7 fused together. The lower back had those fused together, and then now this happened, and now he's saying afterwards that he's probably gonna have to do surgery on the one because it's slipping, and so I don't have no time at work to take any more time off. I don't know why he just didn't do it all at one time, so that's gonna have to wait. Let's see if we can find these beans in here. Beans. What are these? Oh, these are good. Yeah, got a garden beans Blue Lake. Okay. What are you doing? Say hi. Say hello. Say hi, people. Yeah. Yeah, I painted that fence up there. I did that last year. I painted that with the asphalt paint that they have for fences. This fence, we lived in a neighborhood before this. We were trying to do something for the kids, you know. Maybe they had friends and that kind of stuff. Well, we didn't like it. Plus, I had a homeowner association. But anyway, I had we had an asphalt driveway there. So I thinned it out a little bit, and it's been almost 5 years. It's been sitting around, and I opened it up, added some thinner, and that's what I painted the fence with. I think it's actually better than that other stuff. Actually, it's got a thicker coat to it than that fence over there. That one's, it's been like a year, but it's drying out. Looks like it needs another coat. Yeah, I'm a little hard on this Kubota. I broke this shock off and cylinder, and then a neighbor of mine in the back, her son-in-law works for a company, and he fixes all their stuff, and he knows how to weld a little bit. So I don't care what it looks like. It holds. It's good enough, and it does a pretty good job. Everything he's done held on. So I had to replace the shock. The shock actually came out, and the cylinder, the rod bent in it. So I got this aftermarket one. Then I had to find fittings because they weren't on the side, they were on the top. And they were different threads, so smaller. So I did that, and they leak a little bit. And then just recently, broke that side off. It's poor Kubota. Then I got, it's kind of bent, and the bucket don't sit right in there. I broke 2 teeth off. He welded one of them back on. It did a really good job. It's this one here, because see how sharp it is compared to the rest of them. But I just did all the digging. It's good to go. Yeah. My lawnmower down there, we hit so many rocks. I mean, they grow out of the ground. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. But anyway, he welded like 3 times the lawnmower deck. Let's see if you see me plant these beans. See, it ain't too bad. I got just some spots that ain't come in. I think I'll look like that. It's supposed to rain. We're like, I think we're getting that tropical storm that's in Louisiana. So you can put beans on top of the ground. Pretty much they'll fucking come up. This ground's so dry. We need some rain. Okay. Alright. Don't look for me to be no expert. I'm just trying to do it. And if you got any comments on how to do it better, I'm sure to listen. I don't know if I'll do it because I'm pretty stubborn, but yeah, I will listen, and I'll try it. If it sounds better, I'll try it. If you got a better way of anything I'm doing, let me know, because I do look on YouTube a lot of times to figure out you know, what to do, especially like that beehive. This is the first year I've ever done that, and I didn't do no classes or anything. I just picked up